Hi, just give us about 10-20 seconds. Good evening. Welcome to Tyagi Talks. My name is Amit Tyagi. मेरठ का हूँ, त्यागी हूँ और खुश हूँ. This is the introduction. I'm really happy today. We have a very special guest today onto the show, Dr. Arundhati Kar. Doctor is a very close friend. I think she's a superhuman being. Amazing doctor. I have not seen a better Odissi classical dancer. I think an amazing voice and an outstanding human being. If you know her and you look at her and stay with her for a week, it is impossible not to fall in love with Dr. Arundhati Kar. She's a very adorable human being and, as I said, an amazing doctor. She owns C-Dash Hospital. This is Center of Diabetes and Allied Sciences. It is North India's only diabetes hospital. She is the director of ophthalmology. And give me a minute, as the tradition, the Tyagi anthem. After the Tyagi anthem, straight away to Dr. Arundhati Kar. So just give me, I will just play the Tyagi anthem. And I'm not joking, I think Viplab, the billboards and Grammy guys are looking out for you. I think you'll need to soon visit the US for the song that you have sang. It's just super. So here goes the Tyagi anthem.
Welcome to Tyagi Talks. Hello everybody. Good day to you. Some live, some die, some lose it and cry. Some love eating chicken fried,
That's
but Tyagi Talks. Some brood and afraid to even try. Some wither away and die, but Tyagi Talks. Some walk away with their head held high. Some sit and wonder why. Some look at you and don't say hi, but Tyagi Talks. Some live, some die, some lose, sit and cry. Some love eating chicken fried, but Tyagi Talks. And Tyagi Talks.
And for all the vegetarians in the house, we will replace the chicken fry with paneer fry. Thank you so much. And here is Dr. Arundhati Kar. Doctor, please come. Thank you.
Hi words. I hope I'm able to live up to them. So this is the very first time I'm live on Tyagi Talks. You'll need to guide me through it. What am I supposed to do? Give some talks, let people know?
On ophthalmology, how to take care of it, and how are the eyes getting tired with everybody coming online right now.
Oh, okay.
How, what should people do? What are the precautions that people do? How important are the eyes? How does diabetes play a role? So you're a champ, whatever.
Okay. So in the COVID era, because of the lockdown, the tendency has been that people generally turn to their smartphones or laptops, go online, try and remain connected virtually. So in order to be connected virtually, the two sets of organs, our ears and our eyes, they are the parts that are used to stay in touch. And unfortunately, when we look at a screen for longer than is recommended, what happens is that people forget to blink often enough, and therefore they end up having a lot of dryness in their eyes, irritation, eye strain, itchiness, discomfort, and in extreme cases even damage and injury to the eye. So what should one do about it? How does one stay connected, stay in touch, and still make sure that the eyes are healthy? So whenever you see someone on a screen viewing sprint, let it be a TV watching or on the phone or anything, just notice how many times the person is blinking. Normally the person would probably be blinking even less than once in a second. So try and make a habit of voluntarily blinking. The involuntary rate should be about 5 to 7 times in a minute. That means every 10 seconds one should keep blinking. But people who are engrossed in whatever is there on the screen, they generally tend to be starry-eyed like this. So try and remember to blink more often. And if you're watching a TV and there's an ad break, then try and not keep looking or at the TV or keep switching channels between channels. Just take a break from the TV, look away, speak to your family members, keep the sound on. The moment your favorite show comes back online, you can join back. So an ad break usually occurs. Take a break from your HD screening, go for SD screening, and keep the ad breaks on. They also need to earn. So keep watching, keep looking away from the TV whenever there is an ad break, and once the program comes back on, you can always go back to watching what you were doing. And if you are working, then if you're having work from home capabilities and you have to be glued to your laptop, even in the desk jobs, people need to keep looking at the laptop for a long time. So in that case also, what you can do is, whenever you are ideating, when you are thinking about something or discussing something, don't keep looking at the screen. Look away from the screen. And that too, if you have a window or an open area which is 6 meters or beyond, keep looking there. It helps relax your eyes. A small exercise also can be done from time to time to give some amount of relaxation to your eyes. In the COVID era, you have to first of all sanitize your hands before doing this. So sanitize your hand the way you do it. Can I have my sanitizer bottle? I'll just take one moment how to do it. Take a pump of sanitizer, spread it around all over, in between the webs of your finger, the fingertips, thumb, tips, and let it dry. Don't wipe it off. Let it dry completely. Once it dries, your hands are sanitized. After you've done that, rub your palms together, make them a little nice and warm. Place it over your eyes with the margin of your palm coinciding with your orbital margin. So the bony margin should coincide with this. Roughly everybody's palm is kind of the same size of your eye. Cover it and kind of just pulse it in place. Press it and release it. Press it and release it. So there would be a little vacuum that is created here. So you're not actually touching your eye or pressing your eye or rubbing your eye. So you're very gently massaging your eyes. After you've done that, rub your hands for about 30 seconds. Massage your eyes for about 30 seconds. Then remove your hands. Don't forget to sanitize before doing this too. And then once you've removed your hands, blink your eyes a couple of times and look away. Look at a point 6 meters or beyond. And keep doing this. Let us say once every half hour or so, you need to take a break. You need to stretch. As such, also when you've been on a laptop for long enough, the ergonomics say that you need to roll your head, roll your shoulders, stretch your neck, stretch your arms. So do that for your eyes as well. That will help give a little respite. People who feel that they need to completely protect themselves from COVID, they need to remember that eyes also are an area through which the virus can gain access to the body. So any open conjunctival surface, it can be ear, it can be nose, it can be mouth, and it can be eyes. So whenever you see someone who's coughing, you need to look away. somebody is breathing heavily, you need to look away. If you are having some amount of a cough or cold, or if you feel breathless, keep a mask on. And make sure that you have a protective eyewear. People who wear glasses, that's an additional advantage. If you wear glasses, agreed, the sides are open, but at least some wave of aerosol coming from up front, you're protected by that layer that's there. One has, for people like us who are working, we have protective eyewear in our OPDs where we see patients. Amitji, can you please hand me over that glass? Right there, right in front, yeah. So something like this. So general public can also wear it. It's a transparent glass of 0 number. So if you wear it, you're completely protected. So if you're in a field that requires you to interact with people at a close distance, try and avoid doing that. But if you have to, like if I have to examine a patient on a slit lamp, something like a machine like this, so what I need to do is I really need to go close to the face of the person. The person is hardly half a meter away from my face. So I have my face mask on, I have my eye shield on, and then I have an additional eye shield cover. And of course, if there's a established patient, then we keep PPE kits that we wear, a complete head to toe cover, and we go near the patient. So luckily, all of us don't have to face that sort of a problem. Apart from healthcare workers, when you don't really have to do that, try and stay away. Keep your eyes protected. Whenever you are touching anything, make sure that your hands are clean before you touch your eyes. For ladies, cosmetics, try and keep changing them. Avoid using kajal because it's applied inside the eye. You can use an eyeliner and non-glitter eyeshadow or whatever it is that you're using. If you're having a eye flu, then discard all of that. Contact lens users. Contact lens users need to be extra careful. Before you put in your contact lenses, you need to make sure that your contact lens is completely cleaned by that fluid. Discard the fluid. Even when you are not using it, clean it and discard the fluid on a daily basis. If it's a monthly wear and you've been thrifty, you've not gone out, so you've hardly used it for about a week. So please don't rationalize that, okay, let me stretch it and make it into 2 months. It's your eyes you're talking about. Eyes are irreplaceable. Contact lenses are replaceable, right? So don't overuse something that you should not be overusing. And get your glasses number checked in case you wear glasses once every year if you're in between the age of 25 and 40. After the age of 40, get a retina examination, eye pressure checkup, and glass checkup for near as well. Those are things that add on. And if you have kids between the age group of 0 to 20, yes, 20-year-olds are also kids. So make sure that they get an eye checkup done twice a year. Why is this important? Because during the growing years, if the brain-eye coordination is not adequate, then what can result from that is called lazy eye. So lazy eye essentially means that the eye that is better, if let us say both the eyes being used together are not equally good, one is working very efficiently and the other one is a little laid back, then what happens is the eye that is laid back or lazy, that eye gets neglected by the brain. Eventually what happens is the brain stops taking signals from that eye, and that eye can also go into squint. Whenever we are looking straight ahead, there's a focus of vision in front of us, which is why the eyes remain aligned and they remain straight. If the focus is lost, the eye can either go out or inwards, jisko Hindi mein kehte hain bhengapan, squint also can occur, and that can lead to a cosmetic as well as a serious eye related problem, vision related problem. So the way to go about it is get your child's vision checked twice a year. If there is a glass prescription number that is recommended, make sure that the child uses the glasses in all waking hour. People have a tendency to ask the doctor, I get this question many times in my clinic, चश्मा लगाएंगे तो कितने दिनों में चश्मा उतर जाएगा? चश्मा उतारना should not be the prime focus these days in the LASIK era, wherein like we can, after the child has developed the growth completely and the eye is no longer growing, we can do a simple surgery and remove the glass prescription number for keeps. But till then, till the child is still growing and the eyeball is still growing and the number is changing, contact lenses or glasses are the only way by which vision can be maintained at 6/6. Vision and glass prescription are two different things. चश्मा उतर जाना मतलब नहीं आंखें ठीक हो गई. नज़र पूरा आना मतलब आंखें ठीक है. चश्मे के बगैर अगर आपको कम दिखता है तो आपकी आंखें सही नहीं है. हमारी आंखें अभी बहुत सारे मेथड्स अवेलेबल हैं जिससे कि हम परफेक्ट 6/6 विजन ले सकते हैं किसी भी उम्र में. तो वी शुड एम फॉर दैट. This is a beautiful world. We have a lot of beautiful visions that we get to see all around us. Why should we compromise on our passports to this world of beautiful vision? So if there are any questions anybody wants to ask,
They can type.
please type it. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Or if there's any area that you would want me to speak about, please let me know.
Good question, sir.
So, while we are waiting for the questions to come, a little bit about diabetes. A lot of people these days, because of the metabolic changes in the body and the sedentary lifestyle, are developing diabetic tendencies. Diabetes is a multisystemic disorder in which it's a metabolic disorder that covers multiple organs, and eyes are also affected by diabetes to a great extent. So in diabetes, three main areas of eyes are compromised. One, of course, is cataract. Cataract develops much earlier in diabetics as compared to other people. And second is the development of glaucoma, or in colloquial language we call it kala motia. And third is diabetic retinopathy, or diabetic changes in the retina. So these one would need to get checked from time to time. Cataract, of course, is completely amenable to treatment. We do a surgery, and these days we do sutureless surgeries. Of course, nobody uses any sutures anymore. It's a micro incision cataract surgery wherein you don't even have to get admitted. You need to come in, get a numbing drop put in your eye. The surgery is done. Intraocular lens is put inside your eye. If you have a number for distance, then that number also is incorporated into the intraocular lens. So essentially, at the end of the surgery, you get the benefit of both LASIK and cataract. So you end up going glassless and you end up getting a great vision. So cataract is very much amenable to treatment. However, the blood sugar needs to be under control during the surgery part is done. And other than that, the second thing that I was talking about, glaucoma. So in glaucoma, what happens is the eye pressure, it increases beyond a certain level. And once it increases beyond a certain level, it starts crushing the nerves inside the eye and starts reducing the field of vision. What is being seen while one is looking straight ahead, that field of vision is reduced. And once that field of vision is reduced, one ends up having a tunnel vision. So how can that be prevented? By making sure that we get the eye pressure checked annually for every person who is above the age of 35, and of course in diabetics. And we'll be talking about diabetic retinopathy in a slight while. I think I've got a question from Suman Kashyap. Hi Suman. I am 40 and a year back my retina got detached. I got surgery done. After that I am living with fear because I'm unable to see the rest of the message. Just a moment. Because currently only one eye has vision and the other eye has a major problem. I don't have any other health issue. Sumanji, I would need to have a look at your eye, do a thorough complete examination, and if you have any medical records available, if I could have that brought in as well, then that would also help establish a chronological sequence of what has happened. You need not live in fear. If there is a problem that is not detected, that is not there's nothing that can be done about it, that is the point at which you need to get afraid. If there is something that has been detected and there is a treatment available for it, and you are in a position where you can undergo that treatment, then well, we can get that treatment done and sort it out. And whatever it is that you are required to abstain from, you need to take precautions from, once you just limit those aspects of your life, then one is able to live a healthy enough life. Unfortunately, on a talk, over a one-way communication, without asking you any more details, it would be difficult for me to assess the problem or assess the exact condition and give you a appropriate response. I'm available between 11:30 and 6:37ish in CDAS hospital. It's in sector 47, Gurgaon, right opposite Arcadia. And you can Google up Center of Diabetes and Allied Sciences and find out the address as well.
We'll share your number.
Will Amit Bhaiya will also share the number with you, and you can always come over and show yourself. And okay, what kind of precautions? Sumanji, what you can do is ballpark, I mean, without actually going into the exact situation. Each person's eye is unique. But if you've had a retinal detachment and if you are highly myopic, which means if you have a number more than -2, the other eye would also need to be checked. The peripheral retina will also need to be checked at least once a year to make sure that there are no holes or tears that could lead to a retinal detachment in the other eye. Plus, I would also need to know what it is that caused the detachment in the first place. If it was spontaneous, was it traumatic, was there any precipitating event, was there any surgery, or what caused it in the first place, or was there no cause, it was just on its own. So in case that is there, if it's a spontaneous thing, then probably high impact sports like taekwondo, boxing, something that compresses and decompresses the eye, you should be avoiding those. If it's a traumatic thing, then probably it was just the injury that caused it in the first place, and you would probably need to not feel so afraid unless you plan to get into, God forbid, an injurious situation like that all over again. So any other questions? Or shall we move on to diabetic retinopathy, the thing that was left behind? So, you got LASIK done in one eye. Okay. Okay, in the in the eye in which there was the retinal detachment, or on the other one? So while we wait for the answer, a little bit about diabetic retinopathy. Now, what is diabetic retinopathy? So, diabetic retinopathy essentially means that the retina, or the very thin membrane of nerves on which the images are formed, and we see the images as it projects itself on it, that develops areas of leakage and becomes boggy, it swells up, there are pockets of fluid that collect inside. And why does that happen in diabetes? So diabetes is a metabolic disorder, so insulin is not available in plenty, so nutrition, glucose, is unable to get into the cells, and the body is unable to utilize glucose in the proper manner. The cells of retina, they mistake the inadequate availability of glucose inside the cell due to a metabolic disorder with not enough nutrition being available. They think that enough of nutrition is not coming because the blood vessels are probably not working well enough. So they send out signals with a substance called vascular endothelial growth factor, or VEGF. Now that causes new blood vessels to grow in the retina, and these new blood vessels are often leaky. Like if you quickly try and put together something that is not made in the proper way it should be. So similarly, these blood vessels are quickly put together, so they leak. And this leakage then, it, like if you envision a wall in which there is a faulty pipe, leaky pipe, what happens? There is some amount, उसमें से पानी रिसता है और वो दीवार जो है उसमें से पपड़ी झड़ती है. So एक प्लेन सैटिन फिनिश वाले वॉल के ऊपर आप प्रोजेक्टर से कोई इमेज डालेंगे तो उसमें जो क्लैरिटी जो HD क्वालिटी विजन की आएगी एज कंपेयर टू अ वॉल ऑन विच देर आर क्रैक्स एंड इट्स पीलिंग ऑफ, द प्लास्टर इज कमिंग ऑफ. आप उस वॉल के ऊपर अगर ग्रैन्युलैरिटी है उसके ऊपर अगर कोई इमेज फोकस करेंगे तो वो ऑब्वियसली टेढ़ा मेढ़ा डिस्टॉर्टेड दिखेगा. So that is how, and plus it's not just a structure, the retina, it is also composed of nerve cells. They collect the information and take it to the brain. So if that function is also affected, A, it is not plain, it is not smooth, it has lost its sheen. B, it has lost its functionality. Both these conditions put together can lead to disastrous effect for the vision. Unfortunately, nerve cells once damaged, it is very unlikely that they'll go back to their normal health. There will always be scarring, there will always be sequelae. So the best way is to prevent it rather than, or catch it in its early phase rather than wait for it to destroy the retina and then act. And to catch it in its early phase, one has to go for routine examination, because early phase of diabetic retinopathy does not have any symptoms. टेढ़ा मेढ़ा दिखना, काला धब्बा दिखना, ये सब बहुत लेट में जाके आते हैं. बिल्कुल शुरुआत के स्टेज में कोई symptoms नहीं होते हैं. So once every year at least. Thereafter, if there is any problem, the doctor will tell you how often to come. So thumb rule, if you're above the age of 35, if you're diabetic, if you're hypertensive, साल में एक बार, be it your birthday, be it a new year resolution, get your eyes checked up. Holidays coincided with that. बच्चों में साल में 2 बार होता है, so I always say summer vacation, winter vacation. Get eyes examined. अब तो कोविड में vacation ही vacation. So although I mean preventive checkup is, we don't encourage people to come for preventive checkup now. Only when you have a problem you can come, but we have online consultations available as well. So you can always get in touch with us for online consultation. As far as the treatment can be done online, we do it. If it is required, then we call you in, but we have taken all precautions here because after all, we have to come here as well on a daily basis. We need to keep ourselves safe. So it's a win-win situation for everybody if we are taking all the precautions. The patients win and we also remain healthy. So we take all those precautions. So if it is required, don't shy away. If it is a small problem and you can postpone it for some time, ठीक है, चलता है. But don't sit on it for a very long time because things tend to blow out of proportion eventually. So do I have a question here now?
I think she has replied saying LASIK in one eye.
Yeah, but I had asked her whether okay, she had done LASIK in one eye, but was that the eye that had a retinal detachment or the other one? What I want to essentially ask is, did the retinal detachment occur after LASIK? Because obviously if it's a retinal detachment eye, then that would explain why you are having LASIK in the other eye, in the healthy eye.
We'll give her your number.
Yeah, you can probably take take my number and we can discuss one-to-one over it. I think we can definitely review maybe a fresh look at whatever papers you have and a complete examination would help me assess the case, and maybe I would just come up with a similar advice which your previous eye doctor has given you. But it is always better to have a relook, a fresh look, and then find out if something else can be done. Sometimes the situation changes, sometimes whatever is available, the technology that's available to take care of it has changed, has some other innovation has come up. So it is always better to get a periodic examination, if not for anything else, at least to maintain the status quo. Make sure that things don't deteriorate from what it is at that moment. What can Minakshi Khanna ji is asking, ma'am, what can we do for increasing screen time?
How to relax the eyes.
Okay, okay. Minakshi ji, probably you joined in a little later. I had addressed this right at the beginning of my talk. I'm just very briefly going to repeat it so that the gist of it you get to know. So basically, when you're looking at a screen, let us say you're working, so if you're thinking, if you are ideating, don't look at the screen and think. Look away from the screen. And if you have a job in which you just have to keep pouring at your screen, like you have to keep really looking, because if you miss a small thing, then you have to do the work all over again, then make sure that you are blinking often enough. Normally people who work on screen for a very long time, they tend to keep looking like this. This is what people on screen time look like. So you should end up looking like this. Increase this curve and reduce this curve. And keep blinking more often. And if you can, use a bigger screen. It is always healthier for the eyes if you have a better, more magnified, more spread out image, rather than if you're looking into a small screen of your phone. Then you tend to look like this. Ladies, you end up getting crow's feet if you're looking like this all the time. So not like this and not like this, somewhere in between. So, and yeah, other than that, what you can do is, like I said, if you're watching a TV show, when there's an ad break, don't switch over to another channel. Look away, talk to your family members, discuss that show completely, berate it in any which way you want, and then when it starts again, you can go back to it. And yeah, and children these days, there's a lot of online facility for studies for children. So that also, you parents, you need to make sure that they don't, unless absolutely necessary, take classes for more than half an hour at a stretch. Make sure that they have these half-hour slots. After half an hour, even obviously these days you can't send them out to play. So skipping rope, make them skip, make them jump, play pass the pillow or something, ask them to stretch, ask them to walk up and down the room a couple of times, make it a little more interesting, like draw a curvy linear line and ask them to walk with their feet on it without losing their balance or something. That will make it a little more interesting. So between classes, make sure that they are not, kids these days, you know, they'll bargain any which way to get their screen time. They'll say, हमें पढ़ाई करनी पड़ती है, फिर हमारा recreation कब होता है? So what do you do then? I mean, you end up giving them study time on screen and relaxation on screen. So the eyes take a toll for that. So give them other options. If you say don't do this, that's not the answer. Give them other option. What do they do instead? Be creative. Play with them. Play word games with them. Sing with them. It doesn't matter. Nobody needs to be a perfect singer. You just need to have a good time. Any other questions about eyes? No? So that's it. Okay. It was great speaking to you guys. You've been an amazing audience. You've been a really, really amazing audience. I've been getting some queries in here. So, Meenakshi ji, so don't increase your screen time. Increasing the viability of the eye to watch a screen by taking small breaks. You can do it all throughout the day. Just take small breaks and increase your screen time as much as you want. And Kashyap ma'am Kashyap, you can always get back to me and speak to me on an individual level. I would love to free you from your fear of losing your sight, and give you a proper resolution to it. And for the rest of the lovely audience here, thank you for giving me a patient hearing, and I would love to catch up with you guys anytime soon. Do let me know. Stay in touch. Bye bye.
Thank you, Dr. Arundhati. And really, I think, there was a lot of good advice that I was listening to. My children also spend a lot of time nowadays online. And now I realize why my wife looks at me like the screen like this. So I know I'll ask her to blink her eyes now. But jokes apart, thank you guys. Thank you for joining in. This is Amit Tyagi from Tyagi Talks. Have a great evening. Stay happy, stay safe. Bye.